So I want to talk about a trend that's alarming to me as a person in the sports space, which is the rise of more and more child influencer athletes. And look, I'm not here to condemn parents, but I'm here to warn other parents who are maybe considering this or maybe thought about this and are seeing it and are wondering, should I do this with my kid who loves baseball, who loves basketball, who loves whatever? Should I create an influencer account and record their games, record their videos, talk about the bats that they swing and try to get affiliate commissions and all this sort of stuff? Should I do that with my kid? The answer is a resounding no, and I want to tell you why. So number one, let me tell you what a happy youth sports experience looks like. It looks like playing in the backyard with your friends. It means meeting new friends on new teams. It means competing. It means learning life lessons. It means having as much fun as you can on the field and then being encouraged by your parents and being supported by them off the field. When I was a kid, I played backyard baseball literally every day. No one told me how to do it. I imitated my favorite players. I had a blast with my buddies. And when I got on the field, I competed. I wanted to win. I wanted to strike hitters out. I wanted to hit doubles and home runs. I wanted to come through. I had to learn all these life lessons competing and enjoying and doing my sport my way. And I had two amazing parents who just said, if you're happy doing this, we're going to cheer for you and let you do it and do this thing your way. They let me do my baseball career my way from age 8 when I started until age 30 when I retired. And they were there at my last game, and it was special. So to me, that should be what you're aspiring to. How can I give my kid a carefree, wonderful, fun, and challenging in the right way youth sports experience? Now, let me tell you what it feels like to be an influencer. I am Coach Dan on the web. Yes, I consider myself a coach and an author first. I don't really like calling myself an influencer, but I've had a bunch of brand deals over the years, and I do live in this world. So let me tell you about it. The internet is a cesspool. You should look through my comments that I get on videos on Facebook, especially on TikTok, on Instagram. I get so many cruel comments. Earlier this month, I made a softball hitting video, and some guy left a comment. He said, "I hope you play up in Wisconsin so that I can hit a line drive at your head and kill you." That was a real comment that I got on YouTube. A real comment from an anonymous person who hates me for unknown reasons for making a hitting video about slow pitch softball. This is the internet that we live in. The internet is going to analyze every little thing about your kid, everything they don't like, everything they think is wrong. They are going to comment it. I live this. So many other people that put themselves out there on the internet live this. It is awful. It wears you down. You do hear it. You do feel it. And I would never want to subject myself as a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old, or even younger. I would never want to subject myself to that. I have enough armor to deal with it as an adult, but I cannot imagine the kids as they deal with that, creating content in this day and age on the internet. And you have to ask yourself as a parent, do I want to throw my kids to those wolves? They will come. If you're putting your kid on Instagram and showing their swing, showing their pitching mechanics constantly, people will show up and they will say, why is that kid an influencer? His swing sucks. She can't even throw hard. She's slow. Look how out of shape this kid is. You think it won't happen, but there are horrible, sad people on the internet who are waiting to say that stuff. But even if you're saying as a parent, no, I'll be running the account, I'll be shielding my kid from it, they will figure out what's happening. They absolutely will. You cannot create this for your kid and completely shield them from it. It's not possible. Now, beside the vitriol, there is just the general exhaustion. And let me share my experience here. I love what I do for a living, but when I go play slow pitch softball now, I try to record the game so that I have footage I can use for content. When I go practice with my buddies, we go take BP, we go hit each other ground balls, play catch. I try to film it because I need the content. I can tell you it drains me and I hate it. I would much rather not have to do all that. Even today, packing up all my gear, coming out here to film videos, I love doing this. I'm glad that I can share this with you, but I can tell you it's already eroding the joy that I get from slow pitch softball. I'm just being frank about it. And so now think about your 9-year-old kid, your 12-year-old, your 13-year-old kid. Everything they do is about the content. You have to follow them around. Mom or dad is following them around. They can't just be a kid. They can't just hang out with their buddies. And here's the thing that leads to. It leads to extra pressure. And I felt this month. I've been recognized at 2 different slow pitch softball games. People come up to me. They've been super nice. They appreciate the content I've made. But guess what pressure that puts on me? If I go 1 for 5 today, if I pop up 3 times in front of this person that's been watching my videos, they're going to tell their buddies, yeah, he's a hack. all that stuff you see on YouTube, it's fake. He sucks. Now imagine that's your kid. That's absolutely going to be what other little boys and girls are whispering. Like, oh, there's that baseball influencer. Oh yeah, he went 0 for 4 and struck out 3 times. That kid sucks. That is what's going to be whispered about your kid if you subject them to this. I can tell you as an adult who's very secure in myself that I don't like the extra eyes analyzing me as I play this rec sport that is just for fun. I'm not trying to be a high-level slow pitch player, but I still feel the pressure of, all right, someone here knows me and watches my videos. I need to show them that I'm not a hack. I can't imagine that there's many future child content creators who will look back at age 30 and say, yeah, I'm glad that I didn't get a carefree baseball experience. I'm glad that I had to film content all the time. I'm glad that I was always on. I'm glad that I was always being watched. I'm glad that I was always being judged by strangers. I can't imagine kids are going to go through this, get to adulthood, and look back with fondness on being a content creator. I also think you need to ask yourself, what is your kid's motivation in this? For me, I am very grounded in why I do what I do. I want to help sports families have happier, healthier careers. I had a wonderful, as I told you, I had a wonderful baseball experience. I still do. I'm at a baseball field at 11 a.m. filming videos, and that's what I do for a living. I don't have a day job. This is literally my day job. So I'm very grounded in why I do this and why I sometimes suffer. Just like every job has stuff that's not fun, right? Lugging camera gear to get content in all aspects of my baseball and softball life is exhausting in its own way. It's just part of the job, and that's fine. But as a kid, is that my mission? Why is your kid doing this? Do they want to sell bats? Do they want to make an extra $10 affiliate commission? Why does your kid really want to do this? Or is it you, that you want to have an account set up for them so when they get into high school or they get to college, if they get there, which is a massive if, most of your kids will not, that then they have, okay, they're going to get extra NIL money because they have 100,000 followers because I started this account when they were 10. But they're probably going to quit baseball before that point, or they're probably not going to be good enough, or this thing that you're doing might be the reason that they quit. You know, kids like gear. I like gear. I love a new glove, a new bat. It's fun. It's exciting. Kids enjoy their gear, but they don't care if they sell more bats. They don't care if they can, hype a brand up. That's not why they do it. How many of us sleep with our new baseball or softball bat in our bed, on Christmas night when we just got a new bat? We're so excited. We can't wait till spring. That is very different from selling them, from commercializing our love of, baseball and softball gear or whatever sport that you play. So I just think we really need to be careful. And as a parent, you will not get their childhood back. You will not get a do-over of this. We see it more and more that kids are quitting sports, and they're doing it for many parent-driven reasons. Parents are too intense about it. It's all about achievement. It's all about making it to college. It's all about how good you are. It's not about just go play baseball because you love it. And here's the funny inverse relationship. If you let your kids just go love it and do it their way, guess what? They're going to want to work harder later on when they have to fight for it. That was my journey. I played backyard baseball every day, and I loved it. And when I had my, oh crap moment, I'm not good enough and my career is going to come to an end if I don't really change something, guess what? I worked myself like crazy to be better, to then get my chance in pro baseball. And it was because I had such an intense love affair with baseball that I was willing to bleed to keep my career alive. Now, if it feels like work early, you're gonna be like, why would I wanna keep doing more of this? Why would I want more of that, right? Why do I wanna be followed around by the camera? I just wanna go do stuff that's my own, right? That is gonna be the experience of the overwhelming majority of these child content creators, in my opinion. So parents, I know there's NIL money out there. I know there's opportunity, and I know you might have good intentions to set your kids up financially with this big account, but that is a big if, even if they even stick with their sport, if they even still love their sport, and if they're good enough to make their high school varsity team and then play in college. There's so many ifs, and the statistics do not lie that your kid is probably not going to become a college or pro athlete. So please think hard about what you're doing if you're putting your kid in front of the camera and subjecting them to the horrors of the internet and this life as a content creator. Are you robbing your kid of the carefree, joyful youth sports experience that they're entitled to, that they deserve, that every kid should have? That is the big question that you have to ask yourself.